All that is seen. Chapter 1. As we stepped off the ship onto Boreas, I tipped my hat down to shield myself from the cries of the crowd. Not all are from fans, some are from protesters. They are here for me, I know, but fences line our path from the ship to the syndicate building, keeping them from swarming us. Oh yeah, I hear you, amigos. The Oct train was on fire. Octavio makes a ridiculous spectacle next to me as usual. Callus, the third on our squad, strides ahead of us both. She spoke barely 10 words to me during the match. She blames me for the loss of her home. My mother always told me an honest discussion can open one's heart. I believe it is true, but despite my best efforts, Callus refuses to have a conversation with me. I paused at the thought of my name and glanced down at my quiet phone. Wait, how do you say that? Mani? Why do you always keep looking down your phone, compadre? You finally getting on stream with the cool kids? He peers over my shoulder, invading my personal space faster than I can comprehend. I shake him off. My mother was supposed to call me. She always calls before and after a match. Why? It's how she shows she cares. Surely your father calls you. Haha, no, his crusty secretary maybe, and it's always for some boring photo op. Something hard hit my hand, and half-finished drink splatters against my wrist, sending my phone flying. I avoid a can that nearly hits my shoulder. Another gift from the crowd. I suppose it is better than the rock the other children used to throw at me as a child. Hey, stop that! Callie steps in, shielding me from further assault. One protester pauses mid-throw. Why are you defending him? He's a sellout. Hurting him doesn't help anyone. Now does it? Perhaps she's not as closed off as I have thought. Oh, here's Elias Pettersson. The protester responds by lowering his arm. He settles for a glare at me. I hope you rot. Kaz heads into the syndicate building to collect her share of today's winnings, and I follow after her, catching her as the doors close behind. Wow, hardest shot. Elias Pettersson, 100 miles per hour. Wow, that's not bad. Huh, thank you. Not many here have done me such kindness. Don't mistake me for a friend. Nothing changes. Nothing's changed. Before you brought the games here, I had a life on Clio. So did all my friends. And we have every reason to be angry. Yes, I understand that. I wanted to apologize for everything. Yo, are they gonna let Carlson shoot? Okay, here's Elias Pettersson. Second shot. Winds up. Bang! 105 miles per hour. Wait, the first one was a 101, right, I think? Oh, no, 101. You think it's that easy? Do you? That you can just apologize for everything and people will forgive? Please allow me to explain, at least. My intentions were pure. I assure you, Mr. Silva agreed that the new stage for the Apex games would be on Boreas. Why do you keep showing cars? Okay, Josh Morrissey. I fight in the games. I know how destructive. Morrissey walks in, fires. Ooh, 95.7. I know how destructive they can be. I would never have brought them to our broken moon. That was his doing. You want forgiveness? You can't even take responsibility for your own actions. Yeah, that's me right here, guys. Responsibility for my own actions. I do not lie. Dorado Silva. Let's look at what you have done. This was your idea, your campaign. We all saw you doing everything and you could bring the games here. And that's somehow not your fault? If things have gone as I have requested, things are how they are. You want to know what your campaign actually accomplished? It tore us from our jobs. It destroyed our community. It forced us back to a place that doesn't allow us to be ourselves. Rasmus Dahlin next up. I'm here to fix that. To actually support my community in the aftermath. Darlene walks in 96.8. Wow, how is Pedersen with the hardest so far? If you feel that way, why did you help me just now? Because violence won't change anything. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm off to see some friends. She walks away, and I can only watch her go. Huh. Oh? Dude, your mother is a weird lady. I love you this, I love you that. What kind of sappy boring text message are these? I notice Octane's beside me again. He has retrieved my phone and is snooping through it. I snatched it away from him. It is rude to invade the privacy of others, and she calls to show her love and support. I fail to see how that is weird. But no calls today, so that means she hates you now? Of course not. This is very unusual. I should go home, make sure everything is well. Walks in, bang, Seth Jones. Wait, was it not strong enough to register? You sure she doesn't hate you? Welcome to the club, amigo. Wait, it didn't show. He shrugs, but comes with me to collect our winnings, and we slip out the building's back door to avoid the crowds. The streets outside are otherwise well kept and mostly barren. The citizens of Boreas, well into their workday to maintain the planet, is fine-tuned machine. Why are they showing Jones's? Oh, it didn't register. That's why. Jones 0, 94.7. Despite that empty seats, I find myself turning down the back rows. Old habits, I suppose, born of a familiar anxiety. Besides me, Octane twitches restlessly and makes no attempt to restrain his complaints about my pace, though it is a brisk one. Still, he follows me all the way to my childhood home. Oh, Ovechkin's turn, holy. I open the door to an eerie silence. Nah? Ovechkin winds up, fires it! Ooh, that's a weaker one. I don't think they're here, compadre. Miss! Ooh, Ovechkin missed the target. He gestures towards the living room. My heart stops at what I see. Broken windows, bricks on the floor, and blood. Next, Dorados and Doradons. Chapter 2. A sea of glass drowns the floor. An attack. A violation. Mother! Father! There's no response but the wind howling through the wound in my... 95.1 for Ovechkin. How is Pedersen still the hardest shooter? Bang! The windows have been shattered. Bookshelves topple. Photographs disgraced. I'm waiting for you in the lobby. But no sign of my parents. I search through the den and find messages of hate. Weeks worth. Directed at my parents, blaming them for me, for my part in bringing the games here. For my curse. So that's the curse he's talking about, eh? The curse. How long have my parents been suffering? Why aren't they letting Carlson shoot? Hardest shot. Bang! Looks like something went down, amigo. Your detective skills are legendary. Thanks. This one I found a stash of secrets behind a portrait in Pop's study, and that was sarcasm. Being paired with you, perhaps I am indeed cursed? Observation. Numero dos blood. Around the window frames, yes, this blood is breaking in, not from combat. Unusual. Father built ways to protect the family, and few could move the grace of mother. If they were attacked, they would have fought. Okay, so no fight. Maybe your folks went on a high-stakes vacation. Enough. It is your father I must speak to. Oh, you think he's taking them? No, we're going against Pop. He needs you to know he beat you. Trust me, if he took your folks, he'll be bragging. Your father has twisted every deal and gone back on every word he has spoken to me. His lies spark a fire that burns Boreas and Cleo. He may not have taken my parents, but he is responsible for their suffering. Dorado Silva will find my parents and will find them unharmed. To the average outlander denizen, he can be a hard man to get a hold of. But to his son, you want to go to mano a mano with Pops? Yeah, I'll watch that. I'll give them an old man's call. Oh, he's just calling. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Well, look at us teaming up, amigo. Once rivals, now forced to work together for a greater, cooler good. Oh no, please. OB Octane Riot again. Okay, you must start immediately. You prefer Stocktane? That's Sear and oh, Stocktane, guys. Where's your father? My parents can't wait no longer. His father does answer, and I am surprised that Dorado sends for us. It is sinister. It is a sinister limousine available only to the Outland's most wealthy and devious creatures. There was a time Octavio would never bask in his family's affluence, yet little by little the boy becomes ensnared by his father. In the lobby, we will land in front of a memorial site on Cleo. The Syndicate Corps are packing up drilling equipment they found, whatever they're looking for. Troubling, particularly at the corpse were once a beacon of safety and hope for all the Outlands, and now a little more than Dorado's personal guard. Okay, this is new. Guess I ought to read those morning briefs, things his secretary sends me, huh? Your family's dysfunction means little to me. I care only for answers. Mr. Eldoasim, so wonderful to see you, my boy. For an old man with a cane, Dorado's movements are profoundly subtle. There are a few who can sneak up. Oh, the stream paused. What the heck? I would be delighted to answer any question you might have. No questions, only a demand. Find my parents. Your parents? Of course, my boy. Dorado nods slightly to his Syndicate Corp screens, and they move away with purpose. Please find Mr. Eldosa Sim's parent. We're all terribly worried. Do not pretend to care. One moment, my boy. You must trust me. Trust you? I came to you for help, but received only harm. The people blame me and take their rage out on my family. Ah, so you've come all this way to express a lack of gratitude. Gratitude? You forget, my boy. Borealis and Cleo are symbiotic. Cleo is forgotten, yet with my involvement it received media attention and significant resources. Your schemes ignore Borealis' plight. Incorrect. Once Cleo stops deteriorating, Borealis' destruction seismic events will end. Both worlds saved thanks to our fine work. Aren't you getting exactly what you wanted? Octane leans back casually, enjoying this far too much. Soctane. Absolutely not. Our deal had the games come to Borealis, not Cleo. Cleo is too fragile. Many will suffer. If some minor discomfort is what it takes to save the moon, that is acceptable. What is it you say? Encourage others to see the beauty around us, even in destruction. You do not know me as well as you think. I see the heart of all matters, and in you, I see none. It doesn't take a heart to save a world, Mr. Eldoasim. It takes will. If a little interview and a few rabble roosters are enough to rattle you, perhaps what you lack is a backbone. Huh? It is not just rattling roosters. It's a storm, a riot, one that took my family. And so the boy has a spine after all. Wonderful. And look, right on time. Oh, I think the Kachucks are doing something. A dark floating limousine descends upon us, idling. It would seem the Syndicate Corps soldier Dorado earlier sent away has returned. Its doors open and my parents are not inside. Careful, old man. I have no patience for your... Dorado indicates to get in. I could not trust him less. Beware your tone. You just happen to be talking to the man who knows exactly where to find your parents. Next up, underwater. Dude, we need 2 more chapters. Yo, where are you? Hello? Hello? I don't see you guys. Yeah, we might as well just finish reading this bad thing. Chapter 3, Underwater. The limousine ride with Dorado was the strangest ride I may have ever taken. Elegant, decadent, all while I am at my wit's end. Let me finish reading, yo. Dorado told me in the car that he had my parents moved to a safe house for their protection. I feel a little comfort in this A favor from Dorado always seemed to have a catch. He stays in the car, but I, in a flurry, raced into the building. Hey, Luongo's back in net! Obi! I hug my parents tight. They feel my arms, real, safe. Are you alright? Are you hurt? We are fine, son. I am so relieved you are okay when I saw the damage at home. We are fine. Sit. Breathe, Ego. I think our boy needs something warm to calm his nerves. I sit, processing it all, as my mother pours me some tea. They look comfortable in this strange home that lacks warmth, personality, their essence of richness. It has only the bare essentials. It is a utility, clearly nothing more than a tool to harbor people in need of sanctuary. Why did I ever get into business with a man who has a safe house ready at a moment's notice? When you did not call, I was sure something horrible happened. People being angry with me or Mr. Silver is one thing, but being angry with you too for this? You are not involved. My boy, I have not taught you anything. When a creature is backed into the corner, it will bite. These people feel cornered, but we must not let our emotions overtake us and cause us to act rashly. Yo, Luongo has a pool noodle, yo. Yes, this is not the first time, and is likely not to be the last. We will not bend to such threats. I hope Luongo had a good workout before this. Their wisdom and resilience never ceases to dazzle me. If only the people of Borealis could see that this was not all to help them, I wish they were not so quick to react. It would have been great if not for Dorado's interference. I suppose. What? Why are you looking at me like that? It's just bringing the games to Borealis. You always go for the largest idea possible, and we love that about you. We think that there were simpler things you could have done to help individuals first. The planet is dying. The moon is falling apart. My art can only take us so far. Someone had to do something. Something tangible. Of course, we know your heart is pure. We only think that under the pressure of the interview, you made a rash decision. That is all. So, what? You also think I was wrong? It is just that Cleo had become so unstable. How much more can it handle? And if it gets worse, Boreas will be underwater. There is more to do. More everyone could do. Like the reporter said, we can help rebuild communities. Join the Cleo Recovery Council and send food. That reporter was awful. Oh, we know. She is wrong to imply you caused this problem, or that you alone can fix everything. No one can. Nevertheless, you have many talents, my son. You should take a moment to see if there are other ways to do things. This was my way. I fight in the game so I could bring the games to Boreas. Dorado brought them to Cleo. Perhaps it was eventually do good for Boreas and the moon. If the moon survives it. Demi, Obi, please. I cannot believe what I'm hearing from my own flesh and blood. My face goes hot. My face goes hot. I suddenly feel as if my last bite of stable ground is crumbling below me. So the destruction of the moon is my fault, if not as a baby, then as an adult? I was trying. I am always trying. I try to do the right thing to help everyone, and my own parents are not on my side? That is not what I was saying, my Rose. Obi, you are playing with fire. We are only offering alternatives. Saving the world is not your responsibility. I understand now why you did not call. You were saved. You were just ashamed of the interview. Of me. If I had... Mother is crying. What have I done? Obi, I think you should leave. But I did not want... I am so sorry. I leave ashamed of myself. As the breeze of the night air brushes my skin, I feel I am in free fall, unsure of where or even how I will ever land. Next, low tide. Alright, one last chapter, boys and girls. Chapter 4. Low tide. Oh, dude, he got the heirlooms. Who is this guy with the dagger? I remember my hardest fought battle in the arenas. I was myself and another left in the match, all out of bullets, with only our blades left in hand. Fatigue had overtaken me. It was all I could do to keep my weapons up. But the crowd called my name, urging me to fight back and take the victory. I felt their energy. It helped me find a strength within myself I had not realized. I rose to my feet and fought. I hardly recall how, but I prevailed because of their cries. They wanted to be entertained, to be inspired, and so at my performance they shouted, "Encore!" And now I sit on the stage in solitude, in the place where I made my name after the world cursed it. Now a rich and powerful man exploits our moon, and they curse me again. Encore! It is ironic now. I might laugh, but even my parents will not stand behind me. Someone crosses the stage behind me. I let out a sigh. I am not ready to face the voices again, to hear the criticisms. Come to bask in your former glory? I turn to see Callus standing nearby. Of course, the strongest of my dissenters would be the one to appear. I should go. You don't have to leave. You were here first. I have no desire to argue with you, and I know my presence is unwanted. You are not the first to want me gone today. I begin to depart, but her next word gives me pause. Stay. Why? Because I need you. Because I think you need this place as much as I do. She comes to stand beside me. This is one of the best places on Boreas to see the moon, Cleo, in all her glory. I was not aware. A silence grows between us as we look up upon the moon above the arena, its fractured pieces drifting away. However, wait, so they were playing in their arenas mode, not battle royale. It has never been whole in my lifetime, but I saw myself in this image, something beautiful and powerful that never ceases to rise despite its brokenness. Seeing it now, it just looks sad. I don't think you're a bad person, you know? Is that so? But there are consequences to what you did, and you have to face them. I just wanted to do the right thing. But you didn't. She did not speak, but I can hear the words all the same. Do you really think what you did was the right thing? I thought it was what the people wanted me to do. That it was the right way to help after my interview with Miss Stone. I did not want to be the person she said I was. I've been working on Cleo's restoration for the last 15 years alongside hundreds of others, and I do not know if she's getting any better. Still, it's what I believe has helped her the most, not violence and destruction. I've already seen what leads. Almost done. But you pushed to bring the games here because you thought it was what others wanted. Big move for something you're not even sure you believed in. I looked into the skies, gazing upon Cleo. There are lights, not stars, but ships. In my lifetime, I can only recall that much traffic going to the moon when I was scarcely more than 3-year-old. I was convinced, or perhaps convinced myself it was the best way forward. I acted too rashly. But I have to believe it was not for nothing. The moon is receiving its resources it needs. How about don't harvest it, right? Let it heal itself? At the cost of its people. It means the people of Borealis will be safer. Screw Borealis. You could not mean that. Of course I do. You were an outcast, but you managed to build your own place you could fit in. A lot of us didn't have the skills you had, or the support behind us we needed to make that happen. Cleo welcomed us with open arms. She let us be ourselves. We found a community in each other. Those are the people I fight to protect. What about everyone else? Why would you even care about them after so many said you were a curse? Because my mother, my father, their love kept me warm. And I know that every person on our planet gives that gift to someone else. That is what I want to protect. She watches me for a long moment, then extends her arm. I take her hand, we shake. I will do better next time, I promise. I'll be here to see it. And that makes no sense, man. This whole thing makes no sense, Hello?